Hey everybody, hello. This is HQ here today. And we see the thumbnail. Please hit the like button when you come in the door. Our thumbnail today is, what do you have to offer besides your money? This is a difficult question that people pose on the internet a lot, right? And we hear all the talking points, right? You always hear the talking points. You always hear that they want money, they want this, that, and the other. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Because a man can bring more than just his money to the table. There's many things that he can bring to the table. Many things they bring to the table, right? And the fact that the men think a woman only wants his money is like a stereotype. It's not really real, right? It's not a real thing. Okay, relationships are weird and nuanced. And the fact that people say they just want money, women just want money, it oversimplifies the many motivations that people have in human interactions, right? And I don't understand why we got that reputation as us women wanting a man's money only. We want companionship. We want to be loved. We want to have a good relationship with men, right? I think the whole thing stems from the fact that traditionally men were expected to be providers, while women were expected to be at home, taking care of kids, yada, 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 right? And this particular dynamic might lead a lot of men to assume that women only want financial stability from men. They only want their money. And I get it. Historically, you have been the person that took care of women. You have been the person that provided. And we listen to a lot of stuff on the internet. Now everything is online. Everything is right out there in the open, and there's no hiding of anything, right? This is because of media and culture, movies, music, social media platforms. They amplify that gold digger thing, right? And men think we only want them for their money. And it's like the more more we see these people, the more it is that they just want our money or want men's money. And that led men to believe that we wouldn't want them for anything else other than that. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Men who feel insecure about this, they insecure about their money, insecure about, the height, the weight, the 666 and all that stuff, right? That is not just their value. Money is just not their value. See, tonight's show is about men who beat the 666 guy. Tonight is about the men who have more to provide besides the money. I want to hear from men who know their worth, who, even though they're not the 666 guy, they still winning. Because there's plenty of you guys out there, plenty. But we don't hear about those guys, right? We don't hear about those guys, but we want to hear about those guys. Because some of these guys are great providers, great people. Most women want a connection with a man, regardless of his money. Financial stability is important, but it's not the sole motivator of us women. This reduces us to just a thing. You can't hear? You can't hear? Sound. Okay, I can hear. Who can't hear? You can't hear me at all? What? What's going on? You guys can't hear me at all, and I'm just talking, right? Because I wasn't. My microphone is work. Wait a minute. You can hear me now? Okay. Okay. Hopefully, is everything. So we can hear. We're good. I'm not talking too low. Okay. Okay. So, as I was saying, most women want a meaningful connection. We want a meaningful connection with men, regardless of whether they make enough money, whether they're rich, whether they're poor, whatever. But see, when people reduce you to saying she just want money and she's not concerned about what I think, she's not concerned about how I feel, she just wants my money. That reduces us to something that is never going to get past this stereotype. It's never going to get us into a position where we can get together. So I want to hear from the guy. I want to hear from the guys that beat that stereotype, who's not worried about that stereotype. Because the 666 guy is not winning like people seem to think. Not winning. We have 666 guys all around, and they're getting the same treatment just like everybody else. But who's getting married? Who can beat that 666 thing? There's plenty of you guys beating the 666 thing, because otherwise, how would all these women be getting pregnant? How do we have relationships outside of being 666? There's plenty of those. We would love to hear from those guys and explain. On the Rumble. Because on the Rumble, that's my job. In real life, this is real life. This is how Heathen Queen thinks. I mean, I can only tell you how my life went. My husband, what did my husband do? Let me see. What did he do? He was a garbage man. He was a correctional officer. He worked in a factory. I mean, he did all kinds of jobs, and he wasn't no 666 man. But he was able to provide for a family. He was able to bring money home. He was able to provide the things I needed when I needed them. Because he brought more to the table than just his devil's advocate. What do you mean devil's advocate? Why I gotta be a devil's advocate? Oops, sorry guys. Why do I gotta be a devil's advocate? Why can't I just be an advocate for regular men? But I am an advocate for regular men, because regular men need advocates. Because people feel despondent. Men feel as though they're being left behind. It's a couple tweaks here and there. How do you think people get married? How do you think the world goes round? The world goes round because the 666 guy doesn't win all the time. Sure, all the women say, I want 666. Of course, that's just a dream. That's just a marker. When people say they want the 666, the 6-foot guy, it really means that she just wants him to be taller than her. When she says the 6-figure guy, 666, she just wants him to make what she makes or close to more than what she makes. And the six abs, that means nothing. That's just something somebody made up. Okay? But here's the thing. This week, we saw a 666 guy with a baby mama who he ain't married to. He ain't marrying, and he keep knocking up and getting her pregnant. So why is it that 666 guy is over there lying to his people, saying he wants a high-value woman or a woman at this height, and he really ain't looking for a woman at that height? Because they're only looking for somebody who is normal, who wants to love them, who wants to be by their side, who wants to be the woman that they want and do the things that he needs her to do. Other societies. Look at other societies. As somebody in chat say, they make way less, yet they are happier. But we're the same way. This social media has amplified this bullshit. Social media has amplified this bullshit. Why is it that we want, all us women want 666, yet all these women keep getting pregnant? How they keep getting pregnant and that's all we want is a 666? Make it make sense. Don't make sense, do it. Always pregnant. We got all these baby moms. We getting pregnant, yet and still, that's all she wants is the 666 guy. That don't make sense. She want the guy that's 5'9". She want the guy that's 5'7", long as he's taller than her. And my whole point is to hear from those guys, that are 5'6", 5'9", 5'8", that are making it happen. Because some of y'all doing way better than these 666 guy. Why the 666 guy? Just because he has more options doesn't mean he has good options. That's the problem. People keep thinking just because he's 666, he gets better options or the best options. He don't always get the best options. He just gets more options. More doesn't always mean better. More just means more. Because otherwise, we'd see all these 666 guys with these hot chicks all the time. Look, you think Jeff Bezos couldn't get a better looking chick than what he got? Look at Elon Musk. He a damn pookie, got 12 damn kids. 6 from his first baby mama. Look at the loser over there on Fugazi channel. He got a baby mama, another race of a baby mama who got 2 kids already, and then he knocking her up every 5 minutes to the point of having 2 more kids on the way. He ain't looking for no high value woman. Just because high value man has more options doesn't mean they're better. It just means more. So the name of this show is, what do you bring to the table other than money? Okay? Because I say you bring more than money to the table. I want to know, what do you bring to the table? Because money is fine. In this society, in this age, this day and age, this economy, you're going to need 2 incomes. So money should be no discussion. She going to bring money, you going to bring money. What else are you bringing to the table? What else do you say? I can beat the 666 guy. I don't need no money. He going to need money. We all going to need money. So the money is not the factor. Money is not the be all end all. I know it's a lot of dudes on here who keep saying that money is the factor. Of course, she wants you to have money. She wants you to make money. But most people don't make that kind of money. High value men. No, all the high value men that I have seen in the news are degenerates. What difference does it make if you got a lot of money if you don't have no character, no moral compass? What woman wants a man who don't have no moral compass? Only thing for a man like that, the only thing I want is your seed. That's all I want is you to give me a baby, knock me up. Then I don't want you. Then I'm over there messing with the janitor guy, that's treating me right. But I got your money. You want to be that guy? Bill Gates is a man of integrity and moral fortitude. At least he doesn't indiscriminately get people pregnant, indiscriminately in the news with 3, 4 different baby mamas, in the news with a chick with a dress hanging off her ass. Yes, high value is different besides high earning. Elon Musk is a high earner, but he's not a high value man. Okay. The Pookie over there on Fugazi channel is a high earner. He's not a high value man. A high value man has integrity. He has other things besides his money. Now, my whole question is this. When you guys heard about that Fugazi fool, didn't you all say to yourself, man, I could have did better than that. I could have treated a woman better than that. I could have found a woman and then we had babies together and we did. Yeah, Donald Trump is a high earner, but he's not a high value man. He's a degenerate too. And this is something you all should know because Kevin Samuels said it. A high earner can be a degenerate. A high value man has integrity, has moral fortitude. Okay? And Kevin Samuels told you there's more to being a high value man than just money. I know y'all heard him when he said it because I heard him when he said it. Okay? And I knew exactly what he meant when I went over that video. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. That's what he means. High earner does not mean high value. Joe Biden is a high value man. Explain Trump's statement. Trump is a degenerate because he skirts along the legal framework of our society. He indiscriminately sleeps with women, despite the fact that he's married. He doesn't hide it. He says things that are encourageable. He doesn't care and concern himself about what he says and not says. Joe Biden does that. Joe Biden, you have never heard a whiff or hint of Joe Biden doing anything towards a woman at all. Okay, but we're not getting into that. That's not what our show is about tonight. Our show is about you, normal, everyday men who are showing up and showing out. These 666 dudes. These 666 dudes we are finding are not really all at high value. We're finding that normal everyday guys are beating these high value guys. You go to work, you conduct relationships with integrity. You have friendships that are honest and solid. Female friendships that are honest and solid. You don't call women out of their name. You treat people with respect, man and woman. These are high value qualities right here. And some of you do it every day. Regardless of whether you have money or not, you are still considered a high value human being. Because money, like Kevin Samuels said, is not all that makes a high value man. It might be a marker, but it's not all that makes you a high value man. And I'm here to say, hey, men, some of us consider you high value if you go to work every day, you paying your own bills, you're doing what you have to, you respect women, you trying to move forward in your life, you're doing all the things that are on the table that need to be done. Okay. Now, who understands that Fugazi character over there? You understand what the Fugazi character did? So you guys consider that high value. Do you consider him high value? He couldn't own up to his mistake. He couldn't own up to what he was lying about. He tried to gaslight the whole crowd about what he was doing, the whole audience about what he did. He said, don't do what I say. You can't, you ain't like me. I'm a whole nother level. This is what he said. Ain't that what he said over there? I'm on another level. I can do this, but y'all can't do this. That's called gaslighting, guys. I don't consider that a high value man. I consider that man a low character, which basically means he's not high value because he's not respected by all of his peers. He's not respected by the women. He just makes money and he's tall. You see the difference? But the way he talked, you would not think he would be doing what he was doing behind the scenes, which means he's a fraud, which means he has low character. He makes all of the red pill guys look crazy from what he did. He sets that movement back. He can make as many good points as he wants to. He's still a fraud. I'm not determining what makes a high value man. I'm saying I'm going by Kevin Samuels' high value definition. Kevin Samuels said that you all know his markers. He said money is not the only thing that makes you high value. He didn't say you had to be 6 feet. He didn't say you had to have 6-pack. He didn't say none of that. Wrong or right. I didn't hear him say that. I heard him say something about money and other key factors that make you high value. Just because, and he said it several times, just because you have money don't mean you're high value. I remember he said that. I'm not coming up with reasons for being high value. I'm saying I'm following Kevin Samuels' example. You need to have more than money. And that Fugazi character over there showed you that he doesn't have the class to be high value. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out how does that make that, how am I wrong with that? That's my assessment. Okay. Because he doesn't have the respect of his community. He lost the respect. Do as I say, not as I do. No, that's not how a high value man conducts himself. I'm not winging it. I'm saying you guys have to call in and tell me why you have a better outcome than a 666 guy could. What do you offer? And here's the thing. We don't want to hear about money because money is a non-factor. What do you bring to the table besides money? There's other things that would make you high value. I posit that high value man is more than the 666. The high value man is more than his money. I say he's more than his money. I want to hear from men who know that high value is more than their money. You can be high value and make $60,000 a year. You can be high value and make $70,000 a year. He's not losing any money. See, that says a lot. You think that doesn't say a lot? That he didn't lose any subscribers? Hold on. I have a caller. Hold on.
Call from
Through the fire.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
CJ. Can you guys hear CJ?
Why are you calling me CJ? My name is
CJ, I'm sorry. Shit.
CJ, that's that crazy dude over there on Ham's channel.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's not Let's not forget that. I can't believe I'm calling you 2 days in a row while I'm getting ready for work. I
Mm.
can't believe it.
So
Look, this is history
what
because
is
I
it
haven't
that I
called.
said wrong? I want to know what I said wrong. Can you guys hear?
I can't do. I can't do that to you, HQ, because
What?
you didn't.
Huh?
I can't say you said anything wrong because you didn't. But I will say
What?
your question in itself is a bit flawed.
How so?
Okay, here's the thing: the way our culture is currently constructed, there is nothing in the middle because our women want either the dusty bomb or they want the money dude, the character guy in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start asking the guy in the middle to ask, what do you bring? What do you have to offer to a community, to a woman, to a family
Mm-hmm.
that is bigger than money?
Right.
It's a flawed question because unfortunately, HQ, the majority of our women, so I'm not saying all, the majority of our women
Right.
don't value that.
Yes. Yes, I get that. But what I'm
So that's
saying
why
is
I'm saying the question itself is flawed. Huh?
tonight we need to know. We want to know because of this Fugazi thing. Mr. Fugazi thinks he's high value, and yet he doesn't have his peers' respect. He doesn't have,
He
according to
thinks he thinks he's high value.
my point
Just
exactly.
because he thinks that don't make it true.
That's correct. But someone in the chat
And,
said
and
he's not going to lose any of his subscribers. So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he lose half of his subscribers if you all really believe that he wasn't what he said he was, or he was doing what he said he was doing?
let me point out what that guy. Well, let me talk specific to what that guy's saying. Derek Jackson did not lose his followership right away when the things came out. It was multiple hits back to back that finally took him down.
Oh, okay.
So just because this one thing happened and you won't see a dramatic dip right away doesn't mean that once that first domino is pushed over, it's only a matter of time.
So you
And the
think
thing
he'll
is,
lose a subscriber? You think he'll lose some subscribers? You think so?
he's cooked. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it just if you expecting everything to happen immediately, then that's not realistic because you got a lot of people
Right.
who will come to defend it. So you got to kind of wait till that kind of dies out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And there's actually nothing wrong with what this man is doing. It's just he misrepresented. He gave the illusion that because of his talking points that he was living that way. Now he never said one way or the other that he was living that way, but he gave the
made it sound
illusion.
like
Yes,
he knew.
yes, yes. But I'm just saying. But that's where the lack of character come into play.
Right.
And let me say this real quick,
Right.
HQ, and I'm glad you brought it up because I'm actually putting together my next stream, and I'm all about the value of money versus high value. I'm doing a stream about that.
Okay.
People have bastardized Kevin Samuels' definition of a high value man.
Right.
Everybody heard the $100,000 and just stopped listening after that.
Right. Right.
He every single time Kevin Samuels did at least 10 to 15 shows breaking down what a high value man is. About every couple months he would have to go back and revisit it.
Right.
And every single time it was like 6 or 7 different things. And he said, if even one of these things is missing, you are not a high value man. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with the majority of men not being a high value man. That doesn't mean that you are not a man of substance or bring value to your community. Everybody can't be this high value man because we're not all built the same.
Right. Correct.
We are not all built the same. And the other thing that people misrepresented about Kevin Samuels is the fact of the matter is, believe it or not, even though he was an advocate for men, his show was not built for the average man or the average woman. It was built for the women who wanted those high value men.
Right. Right.
That's a different perspective. But everybody got to sit there and watch him do his monologues, do his talking points, talk to the women. But he was talking to the women who wanted this unicorn of a man.
Right.
But So we tend to romanticize and bastardize, now that the man is gone, what his talking points were.
Right.
And I think you said something.
No, what I
I
said,
believe it was
what I
you.
said was, we people know what his talking points were, and his
Yes.
talking points did say that just because you had money doesn't mean you were high value. You had to have those other markers as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
You,
and I said, did that Fugazi guy, did he have all the markers? Or did he just
no, he
say,
never had
I
all the
just
markers.
this, and this, and I'm tall, I'm rich, I'm black, and these are the markers? That's not the marker. That's not
Guess
what Kevin Samuel said.
guess what high value men don't do also? They don't talk like Cooley talks. They don't go out there. HQ, you and I know this. We're old enough to understand that what is doesn't need to be said.
Right, right,
You understand what I'm saying?
right.
What is doesn't need to be said. High value man don't walk around with a fucking flashing neon light saying I'm a high value man.
Right.
Men of character don't walk around with a sign flashing saying I'm a man of character. It's You can see it by the work that is being done. Other people will come. That's just a little side. This is why people get angry at the whole LeBron James Michael Jordan debate about who's the GOAT.
Right.
Michael Jordan has never said he was the GOAT. LeBron James does.
Right. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why do you have to tell somebody you're the greatest? Michael never once said he was the greatest. And when they interviewed Michael about being the greatest, he says, if we're going to measure by championship rings, I'm not the greatest. Will Chamberlain is, because he has 11.
Right. Right.
But see, and see, the thing is, we have conditioned to take what tickles our ear real good, will give us an eargasm,
Right.
and then we bastardize it and we start spewing it out like that's supposed to mean something, especially when you have the gift of orator.
Right.
Now, Cooley can talk. He can talk his shit.
Right.
But that's what makes guys like him dangerous.
Yes.
And that's why the guys in the middle, the quiet guys who actually walking the walk, gotta get rid of dudes like him.
Right. So you think he's going? So you think he cooked his own self when he started talking about high value and knowing, and people in the audience knowing, wait a minute, no high value guy moves like you do. No high value guy says what you says. No high value guy will conduct himself that way. And I'm saying he has all of these followers, and I'm saying to the followers, you guys already are close to being what would be considered a valuable man. Maybe not high value, but valuable already. So I'm trying to get the women to see that high value doesn't necessarily mean high value, and regular ordinary guys come to that, hit those markers just like the high value guy does, except they don't have the money. And then make sure that the men who are doing the work understand that they're valuable too. That's the whole point of the show tonight, that just because you don't have money or you don't hit that 6 feet doesn't mean you're not valuable in the way that this person thinks that he was valuable over there on Fugazi.
HQ, can I point out something to you real quick about the money real quick?
Right.
What's the difference between a man who makes $100,000 a year and a man who makes $70,000 a year?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. You want to know why? Because that $100,000 a year man, he's taxed at almost a 40% rate.
Right. Right.
There's a real possibility that at times his check will be slightly equal to, or might be a tick under his take home, under what the $70,000 guy made.
Right.
People don't understand that.
Right.
I could make $150,000 all day long, but if I only bring home 80, I only bring home 80. Right. I don't care what that overall number. I care about what's in my bank account after Uncle Sam gets through ripping and stealing his cut from me, pimping me out.
Right. Right.
You know, so people don't understand. We are so money struck right now.
Right.
It is unreal. And we sit up here at HQ and we have these conversations. and we listen to the Fugazi guys, and we have these conversations.
Right.
When, as a culture, HQ, none of us, and when I say none, I mean the majority, none of us grew up in a situation where we're coming from money. Those of us who grew up, our parents worked. If you had both in the house, they both worked.
Right.
Mama check and daddy check needed to have them damn household run. Our mothers and grandmothers did not grow up talking about when she went, my father's mother and my father's father, my grandparents.
Right.
Not one time did they ever talk about her money versus his money. It was the fucking household money. And my grandmother never said to my grandfather, "Oh, this is my check, and you got to go take care of me and the 6 boys that I birthed out for you."
Right.
They did that stuff together. The money was the money. It wasn't his money, her money. It was the money. That's why my grandfather, who was just a machinist, and my grandmother worked for Boeing. You understand? It wasn't called Boeing back then. It was called McDonnell Douglas.
Right.
So she worked for them. They made very little money, but they retired as millionaires because they did it together. But we're out here now with our women talking about, you got to take care of all of me, and the man that's the average Joe out here will probably never earn past $55,000 in his lifetime.
And
but
so,
you want him to take care of you
and we got to take
somebody
care of
else's
mindset.
kids.
We got to take care of that. We got to change that mindset. We have to make
HQ, it's
women
disgusting.
respect. Huh?
It's the mindset is diabolical and disgusting.
Right. Right.
As Mr. Walker says, it's egregious. It's egregious, man.
And we have to change that mindset. I know that a man doesn't have to make X, Y, and Z to be a stand-up, honorable man and a father, right? My husband, garbage man, correctional officer. He did all of these jobs where he worked with his hands. He wasn't a person that graduated from college. He barely made it out of high school. But yet he was able to take care of me and 5 children.
Yes.
We did all the things that any other person did, went on trips, vacation, had food in the house, paid the rent, had the mortgage, all these things done. So I'm saying we need to celebrate those type guys.
My grandfather is 88 years old, HQ, and he got a 6th grade education. Recently, I had to do a financial reset. I gathered all of my bills. I gathered my financial records, my money. I went to my grandfather, 6th grade education. I have a master's and an MBA. And I sat down with my grandfather and I said, "Listen, I'm a little bit of trouble over here. Help me figure this out." 6th grade education. This man is so good with the money and the numbers and come up with a plan. 6th grade education.
Right.
Now, does my grandfather have value? He's of significant value for me.
Right.
Because it's a resource that, and he has that knowledge. My grandmother is no longer with us, but he has that knowledge because my grandmother came from a financial fiscal background family.
Oh, okay.
And was able to, over the course of a 60+ year marriage, was able to transpose. And my grandfather, even though he was an old school man, he was bright enough to understand what his wife brought to the family unit, my grandfather now manages finances like my grandmother did, and she was excellent at it. That's why they were dirt poor and they retired millionaires. And my grandfather goes, "Oh, okay, TJ, this is easy." Because I'm thinking I'm over here screwing up. He goes, "No, TJ, you're not screwing up." Right. He goes, "Here's what happened over here. Here's what happened over here." You know what I mean? So this is what you can do here. You move this here, you move this timeline to here, you do. And while I'm sitting there, which I'm usually pretty good with my damn finances myself, but going to a man, his grandson who got an MBA, has to go to a man who only got a 6th grade education.
Right.
But we don't understand. We don't look. And my grandfather was just a machinist.
Yeah.
He worked at a bowling alley fixing bowling pin machines. That's what my grandfather did for 45 years.
That's the kind of men we need to celebrate. Those are the kind of men.
But we don't value them. We look at them like they haven't done anything. That we look at those men like they're not motivated. Right. Like they need to they need to level up. They need ambition. How about the ambition is to solidify the family?
Right. And that's why I'm saying high value to me doesn't necessarily mean money, because
Now,
it became very clear the other night when I'm sitting there listening to the Fugazi guy and I'm saying, you ain't high value. There's no way that you're high value. No
yes,
way a regular, normal, everyday Joe Blow would do the things that you have done to your audience, to the
yes,
woman that you're involved with, denying her, denying everything that was going on. Just because you didn't say what was going on, it was a lie by omission. And a man of
there you go. Doesn't do that.
would never have done that. He would have came
And let
on
me tell
here
you
and
something.
been the way he was supposed to be.
Let me tell you something about Mr. Fugazi. Now, the issues that he's bringing up are valid, but he's not qualified to have them.
That's right. That's right.
And I say this all the time, HQ.
Mm-hmm.
I get lumped in with jackasses like that.
Right.
Because once our women see this nonsense, it's see how you men are.
Right.
No, sweetie. That's how that man is. But we don't do a good job. We got to take some ownership, HQ.
Right.
We do not do a good job of separating ourselves out. And we don't the only time we did a good job of snuffing out a fraud is with Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
Because what he did was so bombastic and was such an offense to black men. It was like, no, you gotta go. You know what I mean? But
this dude right here, this dude is offensive as well. He is a hell of offensive.
Yes, and see, the dominoes fell when he had that interview with that one woman, and she asked him, "What makes you high value?" And all he could say is, "I'm 6'4".
Right.
She short circuited his brain.
Right. And then he came on, and then he came and he gaslighted everybody on Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? He gaslighted everybody like, I can do it, but you can't do it. So I was like, no, that's not how that works, son. That's not how that works. I
could date a baby mama, but you can't.
Yeah.
I could be a crash step dummy, but you can't.
He got a whole TikTok over there.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Right?
He's a high value man. I can go take care of some white kids and still be considered high value, and you can't.
That's wild.
Nigga, please.
That's wild. But anyway, TJ, I got another caller.
All right.
And you gotta go to work.
Damn that job. All right. Yeah, I gotta go get that bread.
Okay.
Good night, HQ.
Thank you. That's it. I was there. When I saw that Fugazi and I said, wait a minute, you're saying this to our regular, everyday, average guys. You're saying all of this to our regular, average, everyday guy. See, I'm not one of those women who look at a man and say, okay, he makes enough money. He makes money, so I don't want to deal with Joe Blow over here. I've always been a person that liked people who wore uniform, men in uniform. I'm more of a men in uniform type female. You know, I see it in uniform. It's more attractive because it means you're a solid character. That means you're a solid human. You're a solid person that goes to work every day. You're motivated by going to work, especially if I know you've been on that job for years. Okay. This Fugazi person just made it all the more obvious why women should not be chasing after men who have money. Because you never know what you're going to get. A regular guy. I want the regular guys to call in and say, how are you beating that 666 guy? That Fugazi guy is down bad. How many of y'all beating him out in the game? You will be beating him in the game when you have a loyal wife, when you have a job that you love to go to, that it's decent, that you can decently go to, that you have respect. Okay. That you have respect of your friends, you have respect of your wife, you go to a job that's decently paying you, you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, you're buying a home or a house, and you're under the same roof as your children. Why wouldn't you think that you're high value? You are high value when you have those things. Money is not the be all and end of it. And I'm saying most women recognize that. You can make 55 a year and be good with your money and be able to own a house, own a car, own the car that you want, have the things in the house that you want, have the woman that you want. If you move with integrity, you move with purpose. But there's a lot of people out there who don't. And that Fugazi character is one of those. That just goes to show that's not high value. That's not high value. We want to hear from high value. We want to hear from regular, ordinary men who have good characteristics, right? Who are good characters, who have good emotional support for their woman. Be a good listener. When your children need somebody to talk to, do you listen when your child wants you to talk to them? Do you listen when your wife has issues? Do you listen when your girlfriend has issues? Do you offer encouragement and understanding? Do you help them navigate through life? Do you help other people navigate through life? Do you have sympathy? Do you have empathy? These things build the character of a high value man. Money doesn't necessarily build the character. If you don't have the character from the beginning, then you're not a high value man. You're just a human being walking around with money. I got a call.
Call from
Leon.
You don't have the character from the beginning.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Leon. How can I help you?
Hey, how you doing?
To send a voicemail, press 2.
You said, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You said that you wanted a man to call in.
Yes.
And
tell the audience why just having money or not having money, you can be high value. Tell the audience how you can be high value and not make gobs of money. That's what we want to know.
Can I give you an example of the person I look at?
Okay, do that.
Okay, the person that I look at, the highest level person that I can look at in my life is Jesus. I use this example when I speak with women.
Mm-hmm.
I ask the question, how much money did Jesus have on the cross?
Oh, okay. I
Usually,
see. Speak up a little bit, Leon. They say they can't hear you really. Speak up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Because you know how I am right now, baby.
Right.
But usually after I ask a woman how much money Jesus had on the cross, usually after that there's a click on the phone.
And they hanging up on you?
They're hanging up on me or they walking away. So I'm talking about the Christians here.
Right.
And after that, I look at my dad. My dad worked for IBM here in North Carolina. And, you know, he made average salary. And, you know, my mom, she worked for the state and everything, average salary.
Right.
You know.
And they made things work, right?
Yeah.
you know,
So I never missed a meal. You
right.
know, if you look at me now, I'm not missing a meal.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, these are the people closest to me
Right.
that I look at and I say, you know, and I look at their character, how they treated one another, how they treated me,
Mm-hmm.
and these are the things that define myself.
So,
So,
so can you say you came from you that your parents were on the level of upstanding human beings? Your father on
just
the level
father.
of an upstanding human being who had the characteristics that you would consider high value.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. But he
Right.
wasn't rich, was he?
No, not by his riches
Right.
were his character.
Right.
See,
Right.
you can have money. It's just like there's a video going around where there's this doctor
Mm-hmm.
and he's walking around butt naked and then he jacks off on one of his employees. Now, this guy's a doctor. They just suspended his license. But it took years for them to get him out the profession. It's going around.
What?
Yeah, you know, it's going around. So what I'm trying to say, you can be of a high profession
That's right.
and still be a degenerate.
That's right.
Now, if you look at the movie, you know, what is it, where Hannibal Lecter,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he was a psychiatrist. He was well respected by his peers until they found out that he liked to eat people.
And this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're upstanding. Just because you make X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that you can get the cream of the crop. You can get a lot of options as a man who has money, but that doesn't mean that you're getting the best options because you have the money of me. Because it all comes down to character. It all comes down to you what kind of character you have before you get the money is the kind of character you're gonna have after you had that money. And that tells me people like Hannibal Lecter, people like Fugazi, people like that didn't have stable characters before they even got the money. Because you never would have acted
Well,
the
you
way
ain't
if you
even
had
got to go. You
go.
ain't even got to go there. There's a podcast that I watch, and you never really see this guy's face, and
Right.
it's called Dawson Speaks,
Okay.
and he speaks about a lot of stuff in the church
Mm-hmm.
that is going on. You know, these preachers and you know people that claim Christianity
Right.
and everything out there living double lives and messing with kids and all kinds of stuff. So just because you're in the church and you got a title and you laying hands and you can dance and
Right.
all this mess,
Right.
that don't mean a thing because God knows your heart. You know, the deep, dark secrets of the human heart, God shines a light on that. You know, so just
Right.
because, you know, you walk around and you say that, you know, I'm a teacher or I'm a preacher or this and that, you might like them little boys. You might like them little girls.
Right. Right.
You know, you might be out here picking up prostitutes at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
You know, and have you ever been through just a not even a big storm, and then you see this huge tree over,
Right.
and the thing, and people go up to that tree and they're like, "Man, that really wasn't a big storm. Why did this huge big oak tree fall over?"
Mm-hmm.
And they find out that there's just on the inside it was rotten.
Okay. Okay.
So character, you know, you got to spend years developing your character.
Right.
You got to sit down and be quiet and find out who you are as a person.
Which is what I've
You know,
always been there, which is what I always say. You should know yourself before you get involved with anything. Because character, that's one of the most important things, is knowing yourself and having a decent character. And you can have all the money in the world, but if you're degenerate with the money, you're going to be a degenerate without the money, and vice versa. And somebody
Right.
asked me that. Somebody asked me that in the chat. Said, "Well, was P Diddy a degenerate before the money?" Yes, he was. He was a degenerate before he got the money. It just made it more pronounced. He did. But thank you, Leon. Thank you for calling. I got another caller coming in. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Call from
Penny.
Penny.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
Hi, HQ.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? I thought
Fine,
I'd give
thank you.
a lady's voice since all the men keep calling in.
Thank you. So what do you have to say about this high value, low value character thing? What do you have to say?
I wish people would get off of it, really.
Yes.
I think your peers are the ones who can determine who you are and high value or whatever. And then your maker, right? If you believe in a higher power,
Right.
that's really the end all be all. Like, are you here doing things that are going to bring legacy or
Right.
move the culture forward, or are you just here trying to grift, make money, get to gotchas and all the things that it seems like everybody on the internet is doing today?
I don't have a problem with person out here grifting. I don't have a problem with that. As long as we know that, and the people
Yes.
who know that, accept that, deal with that, right? But when
Exactly.
you're blatantly lying, or you're blatantly omitting a huge portion of your personality and your life, that's grifting way beyond what needs to happen. I'm not really sure about Myron, because I've never really watched any of that over there, so I don't know if he's really the grifter or he really believes what he's saying. I don't know, right? But this person, Fugazi, it's obvious that you're a grifter. It's obvious. And the whole point is that tells me you're 6 foot, you make over 6 figures, you're 6 pack, that you still have a low character. You
Yes.
still have a low more, and I hated to see that. When I saw that on Monday, I was like, oh man, why couldn't you be really what you were out here saying you were? At least you would be honest. At least you would be consistent. Now the whole world knows you're a degenerate. Really, morally, you're a degenerate. Morally and character.
Exactly.
See?
And you're trying to portray something, like go become an actor or something, join the theater club.
Right.
Because
All of the
he doesn't
advantages that he
realize.
has. All of the
Yes.
advantages that he has,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly. And what do they say on Beyonce's internet? All these super sleuths.
Right.
Somebody's gonna find something out.
And they found out big time. He over there 2 million subs. He over there 2 million subs on that TikTok thing, doing his thing. How the hell didn't nobody know what was going on?
Some people probably did. They just didn't want to know, or it's the kids on TikTok. I don't use it.
Right.
My kids talk
That's
about it all the
a young
time.
person,
So
right? Yeah.
it could be the little ones.
Wow. And so I said this was the show. The show was a man is more than his money. What else does he bring to the table besides his money? So I'm asking you, what, as a woman, what do you want to see in a man when you want to have a relationship with him? What are some of the characteristics that you want to see? The men always are saying, women just want my money. Of course, we want support. Of course, we want a little provision. Of course, traditionally, that has been the way it is. We get all of that. But we also understand that society knows that we can't expect to be taken care of because not all men are high profile. We know we're gonna have to work if we want all the extras, the bells and whistles, right?
Yes.
So when we look for a man, we look for a mate. What do you look for? What are some of 1 or 2 characteristics that you actually look for? be clear that a woman should look for and what you look for?
When I met my husband, I saw him, his true self, his heart showed before anything else. We're in college, so I wasn't looking for any money because we don't have jobs in college or whatever. But
Right.
the heart, and just really, where's your mind at? Are you into stunting and buying the J's and wearing the jewelry or having fronts in your mouth and putting on a show? You don't look for the show. If you show your genuine character, I think that speaks louder. It shows before you even come in the room.
So,
It beats you into the door.
so I
And
got a
that's the kind of
question.
thing.
So I have a question after that. We always get the reputation of picking the pookie.
Yeah.
How do we get that reputation of picking just the pookie?
Some of it can be, trying to compete the wrong way, I think. Oh, I got this man, he's cute or whatever. Okay. What is he about? Where did he come from?
Do
Does
you
he
think
have
you
the
pick
potential?
wrong? Do you think that a lot of women are picking wrong, or the man is just not qualified to be a companion?
It's a combination. I think women are picking wrong. At the same time, I think they're not willing to put in the work.
Okay. Not willing to put in the work. And I say, look, I'm not immune to a pookie. I'm not immune to a pookie, right? I mean,
I don't think
you like what
anybody
you
is.
like. You like what
Yeah.
you like. It is what it is, right? Because we have pookies that are fascinating, right? But we know that they're not marriage material, right? So my
Yeah.
whole point is, why is it that we go from wanting the pookies and then all of a sudden we only want the men with the money and we don't deal with the men in the middle, but we always end up with the men in the middle? So is it a matter of, oh, okay, now I played this way and I played that way, now I want to play in the middle? Why not just go for the man in the middle? Why not go for the man in the middle? Oh, why not just
Going
go
for the man in the middle, I'm not sure. That's the thing. I guess people feel like they can't play with broken crayons.
mm,
They say, oh, I like the shiny, sharpened crayon. Knowing that the ones that might be broken or that are just hanging on by the paper wrapped around them mark just as well, may even longer than the other ones.
See, and I think as we get, that's my daughter who's calling me. I think as we get older, we recognize quickly if this person is a person that we can be with long term. Because when we're younger, we really don't recognize those signs that we need to, be looking at. Do they want to be in a household? Do they want to be married? Are they a good listener? Are they a person that takes care of problems? Are they a person that takes care of themselves? We don't look for all of that at the beginning. We look at attraction. We look at how this person makes me feel.
Yeah.
Right. But
being hot in the ass is different.
Right.
Yeah.
But when we get older, we look at other things that are more important. But my whole thing is, why is it that we have this reputation of only wanting a man with his money? And that is a far cry from what all of us women want. We want to be loved. We want to be taken care of. We want to have all of these things and be comfortable with a man, regardless of whether we should want those things. Let me put it that way. We should want those things. We should want a man to help take care of us and love us and protect us, regardless of whether he has money or not. And is it true or not? When we say we want a 6'6" man, we want a man that's taller than us, not necessarily 6 feet, right?
Yeah, it's so funny because even my husband will ask me that, and I fortunately didn't have to experience a short man. I'm not very tall myself, but my husband is a lot taller than me, so I can't say, right? Because I really have no possible way of thinking outside of what my life is,
Right.
and what it's been. So I
And see,
think
I'm
most
tall.
women will say they just want somebody taller.
Right. Most women, and see that 666 got so stuck. 6 foot, six pack, six figures.
Mhm.
And I don't even think that's true. I think when he makes six figures, I think she wants him to make what he makes, what close to what she makes, or a little bit more. Not necessarily six figures, right? She wants him to be taller than her and not necessarily
Mhm.
6 feet. And who's looking for a six pack? Really? Not too many. We're not looking for that. So I'm saying I think it's a false thing that they have in their mind. 666 is just a falsehood that we have. And I get it. Men have been so conditioned to say, she just want a 666. She just want a 666. That you can't get it out. You can't get it out of their head. Even the normal men
Yeah.
think that. And it's like, that's not true. Because my husband was 5'8". I'm a 5'9" or 5'8", and I'm 5'9", 5'10". So I was taller than him, right? I was taller than him. I made more money than him. For a time, I
Yeah.
made more money than him.
That's never an issue. I think
Right.
when you want to be somebody who's not about a look, oh, I have to have this. I want people. If you're trying to be out here making other people feel bad about themselves, have fun. You're going to be stuck with 17 children by 45 men,
Right.
and that's just the life you choose.
Right. It's like if a good man came around and said, I have this, I have this, I have this to offer. I love children. I wanted you to have my children. I want you to be a good companion to me. I will be a good companion to you. I'll be faithful and all of these things. And he didn't hit those 666.
Hmm.
You'd be a fool not to take him.
Exactly.
So when people say, well, she just wants 60, that's not true. Most of us don't get to 60. It's too many of y'all that ain't 666s. You know what I'm saying? So how these women keep
Right.
getting pregnant? How these women keep getting pregnant if that's all we want is a 666? Right?
They clearly don't, because
Well,
they keep
there you
getting
go.
pregnant by the 5'4" dudes.
There you go. So my whole point is, let's take that 666 off the table. So let's take it off the table and say, hey, there's many good men out there under 6 feet. Don't make 666. Don't make six figures. We need to start looking around for those regular guys that we can build with, that we can work
Exactly.
with. Okay, because we ain't gonna get to 666. Very ain't no way. I would never in my wildest dreams think I would meet somebody that look like the Fugazi dude. You know what I'm saying? 6 foot.
Right.
Huh? You said what? I'm sorry.
I said that's right. Like,
You know what
why?
I'm saying?
Ugh.
I mean, where would I meet? You know what I'm saying? Well, you very rarely meet those. He's not regular looking. So I'm saying, no, we don't run across those guys every day. So we gotta pick the guys that are around us every day, and they ain't no 6 feet, and they don't make
Right.
six figures, and these chicks keep getting pregnant. So it can't be true what people men keep saying. Her wanting just your money, and you have to be 666. That cannot be true. It's a
I
dream.
agree.
It's something that we say that gives us a marker. How do you say that it's not what we want? It's just it's a
It's
marker. It's a
Yeah, it's a stereotype. What is it? Men are supposed to like big butt, big boobs.
right.
Women want what is
Said the tall,
what
dark,
did
and
they say?
handsome.
The six
Right,
exactly
right,
6 acre baby maker. I think they
right.
said on single by choices.
And that's how it goes. And I thank you for calling in. I thank you.
Well,
Let's
thank
get
you for
somebody
having
else on
me.
the line. Thank you, hon. Thank you. All right, all right. So we heard from a lady, right? We heard from a lady. She says that's just a stereotype. It's true. We need to take that out of our definition. We need to take that off the table. And I get it. People need leaders and admirers. I get it. But you got to admire regular people too that are doing the work, okay? That are doing the work, men that are doing the work. And a lot of us want companionship, friendship. A lot of people want that, okay? We need you to be reliable. A best friend, a partner. This is what we value more. Sharing hobbies, interests, experiences, creating memories together. That 666 is just a stereotype. Don't be afraid to get out there and talk to the woman. Even if you 5'10", even if you don't make six figures, these days we got to work together anyway. We got to make money together anyway with the economy that we have. So you walking up making $60,000 a year don't mean nothing. She knows that she still has to work. Y'all still got to make it work together. This is an opportune time to find a wife. The best time to find a wife. Why? Because she knows she has to work because of the economy. Y'all know y'all got to work together. You want to be in a relation with someone. You want somebody that's a man that doesn't worry about his money. He's a problem solver. Right? He offers security, companionship, stability. What the hell else you need as a woman? What do you need? You want to deal with somebody like Fugazi who denies his woman over there having babies out of wedlock, don't want to get married. How you gonna get involved with a baby mama and then make her another baby mama, 2, 3 baby mamas in a row, mixed kids, and call yourself high value? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And there's people out there admiring this person. That's not it. And when he gaslighted people and he was over there gaslighting people and saying, no, you don't believe, no, you don't believe you believe me. Don't believe your lying eyes. That's what he said. Don't be over there believing your lying eyes. Believe me. That's what he said. He not showing no kind of empathy, compassion, kindness, understanding. He don't provide no. That's that. A man who is a high value man gives that to a woman. He provides a safe space so she can be vulnerable, so he can be vulnerable with open communication. These are the traits of the high value man. Protection, physical and mental. No, he didn't want. What I believe is he don't want nobody to deal with single baby mamas, but as long as they ain't black, you can deal with the white single baby mama, but you can't deal with the black single baby mamas. That's the message he gave to me when I saw him talking. I said, oh, okay, so you can deal with the white baby mamas, but you don't want to deal with the black. You telling all the men not to deal with the black baby mamas. But y'all can deal with that's what he's saying. Y'all can deal with the white baby mamas, but you can't deal with the black baby mamas. Ooh, that makes his message even worse. That's what I took away from that. Ain't no high value man done did that. Ain't no high value man saying shit like that. Ain't no way. Hypocrite, do as I say, not as I do. He's a grifter. And he read his comment section before he got online to talk to us. Once he read that he had supporters in the audience, that's when he got on there and start talking crazy to people. No, I can do that, but y'all can't do that. No. High value man, his morals are aligned. dreams, the future, all of these things are aligned. I didn't see none of that from that man. None of that. All I saw is a man trying to hold on to his channel, and he was grifting. Great. The message is what the message is. But you ain't the one to give that message. What you said to me was, as a black woman, if I'm a single mother, I ain't freaking good enough for nobody. But the white single mama is. Your Becky is. That's what I heard. I don't know what nobody else heard, but that's what I heard. Should no black women be over there trying to support that man after he said that? Black single mamas, y'all trash. But the white single mama, her value went up like this. Didn't y'all hear what he said? The white girl value was up here. Single mama, 2 white kids. Her value is up here. But you black chicks is trash. And I can't get with no high value man who would say that to his own kind. But yet you over there putting it to the white girl. No shit. I'm not racist. I'm not. Shout out to the girl. She's doing the things that she needs to do because she got her rich black dude. But your man over here is foul. You over there on TikTok with all them young people doing your thing, 2 million subscribers, but you over here in the black sector talking 2-point crazy to the black females. I can't get with you. I can't get with you over there. Can't get with you over there. Can't get with you. Because your message, that's what your message came to me. I had never seen Fugazi until Monday. I had never heard of him until, I had never seen his channel until Monday. When someone said he was going to make an announcement or whatever, that's when I went over there and I saw him and I was like, really? He got 200,000 subscribers because y'all need a daddy? Just because people say the things you want to hear don't mean that they're a good thing to be heard from that particular person. People say, well, his message is good. Not if you're doing exactly what you're telling other people not to do. You should not even have that kind of support. Not that kind of support. Unless you just have utter contempt for your black people or your Puerto Rican people or Hispanic people or whatever. All those women over there, every once in a while, whenever you talked about or whenever you said he mentioned recreational use only, he was talking about the black sisters. And I'm saying he's not high value. I'm saying the regular, average, normal, everyday guy has more value than a man like that. Because the normal, everyday man demonstrates loyalty, faithfulness, dedication. He builds a foundation on mutual respect. He's making everything about a family unit. He's doing all of these things. And to me, that makes you more high value than any dude that has a lot of money who's a degenerate. And when you lose moral character, you lose a lot when you lose your moral character. When you don't have moral character. Okay? And a lot of women, I get it. A woman who wants to have a companion that has enough money to take care of her, I get it. But stop thinking like that. Stop thinking because he has money, he's better than you as a normal everyday guy who makes $60,000 and $70,000. That's not true. She's not going to pick him over you. If he's treating her like crap, Like, ain't no way. This would be the person that I have a foundation with that I would go with first before I would go with a guy who has money. Right? And the everyday average guy is the everyday average guy who has more character and who has more loyalty, apparently more than the Fugazi character. I would have had more respect for the man if he would have came out and said, yeah, I scammed y'all. A man's character, his loyalty, and how he treats others is a best indication of what he is. Okay? And it's a better indication of having long-term relationships, long-term commitments than what he has in his bank account. Okay? Because don't you think life is a little bit less difficult when you have somebody right along with you? I don't want to pay nobody to be in my presence. Somebody give me a call. Some guy give me a call. Somebody give me a call that can tell me what else would you bring to the table. I don't want to hear about you men talking about that's all women want is money. They do not. We have told you they do not. This is something that has been built up over time, and people think that, yes, she would like provision. Yes, she would like you to take care of her. Yes. But that doesn't mean she's there only for your money. That doesn't mean she's there only for your money. And that's not all of your value. Men want valuable connections based on respect. Excuse me, y'all. Compatibility, shared goals, the same thing as women do. You think I want to be in a house with a man and that's all he got is money? But he calling me the C word and the B word and all this other kind of thing, but I'm over there for his money? People need respect. Even women need respect. We both need respect. I get it. I get it. Financial stability is important. It's an important factor. I'm never going to lie about that. I'm going to have an issue with you if you make $5 an hour, but you're trying to be my husband, but you make $5 an hour. Of course, I'm going to have an issue with that. But I want you to make something of what I make. I want you to be close to what I make. Money is not the sole motivator. That's not a woman's sole motivator. I just want men to get that past their mind. That's not it. 666 doesn't mean a set line. That dude over there, that Fugazi dude, proved you can have all the money in the world and be a fucked up human being. Hypergamy is a illusion. Of course, people want to do better. You men want to do better. I don't understand why that's an issue. You want to have the best female that you can get for your time and your energy. Men want the same. Men want the best woman for his time and his energy. So how is that different that I want a man for the same reason, for my time and for my energy? But that doesn't mean I'm over there only for that. Y'all make it seem as though we're only over there for that. Women are not only over there for that. We're not only over there for money. You also got to be a decent human being. Before I met my husband, I took him to a picnic, a family picnic. And he was over there he was over there blowing up balloons and whatnot, and the kids stood around him. Right, he was just blowing a balloon because he knew how to make balloons and animals and things like that through the balloons, and he was doing that, and I could tell. I could tell by the way he interacted with the children that he would be a good father. And at the time, I was looking for a father for my two children. I was looking for a man who loved children, who could get outside of himself and love another man's children. Okay? I was looking for that. So we women, we don't look for just men who have money. If all you seek, that's true, correct. That's correct, Leon. If all you seek is money, that's what you're gonna find. If that's all you do is go over to the other side of town and that's all they do is have money over there on the other side of town and you're looking for money, that's just a marker. Like Kevin Samuel said, having money is a marker. He said you have to have other things, right? Right or wrong. That's just how women look at it too. Money just ain't the only thing you gotta have. You gotta have something else besides that. And if you make 100,000 or 200,000 and that's all you make and you a shitty human being, I ain't gonna be with you long. I ain't gonna be with you long. What am I there for? I'm there for the money. But if you make 60,000, you love children, you care and concern about what I think, you treat me right and you talk to me right, I'm more than likely gonna be with you. That's just common sense. I don't understand how it's distorted beyond that. Men are more than their money. Stop leading with the money. See, I never really heard from Kevin. I heard one or two shows because someone said, well, maybe you should listen to Kevin Samuel. I only went over there and looked at one or two shows and then that was it. I never looked for any more. Okay, because I had heard what he said and I was like, okay, that right there, that particular thing that you need to have more than money for you to be a high value man. I took that. So that's what I'm saying today. That's what I'm saying today. He was right. That was right. You need more than just money. You need to be a decent human being. You need to have a care and concern about yourself and me. You need to care about things that happen in the world. You need to have concern about children and other people and other cultures in the world. You can't just be about you. This is a rounded individual, rounded human beings. But if you come to me and you have money and you say, come with me, I'm a 6 foot and I got this money, but you treat me wrong, why would I stay with you? Somebody said, does a rich man get cheated on quicker than a poor man? Yes, he does. You know why? Because she's only there for the money. She's only there for the money. And when you deal with people only for the money, nothing works. And so that was what I was talking about today. This was the show that I wanted to present. That money, I'm going by what Kevin Samuel said. You have to have more. Respect of your peers. Respect in society. Value outside of your money. Resourceful. Are you all of those things? I say regular dudes, regular guys who don't make the 6 figures and whatnot, they have all of these things. Right? They have all these things. Regular guys. When I make 60,000 a year and you make 60,000 a year, we can make things happen together. We can make things happen together. with 60,000 a year, 40,000 a year. You make X, Y, and Z. I make X, Y, and Z. Things can happen. In this society, we need each other. We need each other. We need to make sure that we both are working. We both are contributing. We're doing all of those things. And I'm saying, don't think of a man who makes 60,000 as less than a man who makes 100, because we have a person who's an asshole in clear time, real time, being an asshole, and he's a six-figure man. Now you see, a six-figure man is not all that has been cracked up to be. Okay, he's less than a regular man. He's less than that regular man. That regular man is more decent. All right. And you can manage a lot of money and still be a good person. You can manage a lot of money when you have less money. You can manage money good when you have less money. That's still a skill, right? So my whole point is, look, we are what we are. We want to have relationships. We want to be relatable. Men who don't have a lot of money can be decent human beings and be decent companions, right? Money should never define you. We should never be having this kind of discussion. What defines you as a person? What defines you as a good companion? We should never have these kind of discussions. People should know that money is not that important. People should know that. But why we don't know that? Women get on and women say, I want someone who can take care of me, meaning she wants to not have to be the one that's standing against the wall when we got to pay a bill and she ain't got nobody to help her. That's what she means. I don't have to tell you, well, I got $100, but this is $200. Do you have the money to help her? That's what she's saying. Because most of us ain't going to get high value. Most of us are not going to get it. Most of us are going to get Joe Blow, wear a uniform, go to work every day, come home tired, want something to eat, blah, blah, blah. Most of us are going to get that guy. Okay. And that was the whole point. Who can give us an honest look at what they bring to the table? Okay. What man can give us an honest look about, other than money? We don't want to hear about her giving money. We don't want to hear about you. We don't want to hear about, she just wants my money. We wanted to hear from men who understood, this is what I'm bringing to the table, and I'm not a high value. I'm not a 666 guy. I'm the regular Joe Blow, and this is what we have to offer. There's nothing wrong with Mr. 40 hours. I love Mr. 40 hours. I know he going to work. I know he got a paycheck. I know he coming home. I know I'm going to do this, that, and the third with Mr. 40 hours. Now, have the dude that don't come home every day. Have the dude that's flying across the country, out of your sight, 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week. I don't know what he doing. He in California. See how that gets on your nerves. Right? Or female who's gone 4 or 5 times out of the week and you don't know where she at. I'd rather have Mr. 40 hours. I don't know about nobody else. I'd rather have Mr. 40 hours. Mr. 40 hours pays his bills on time. Mr. 40 hours is more than likely going to be faithful. Mr. 40 hours is more than likely going to come home and be the father of my children. I can put up with a lot. If I know that my children are going to be taken care of. My children are protected. My children have a constant father who walks through the door after 40 hours a week and wants to play with my children. That goes a long way with a lot of women. You say, no, she don't want to. Yes, she do. Even if I have one child that's not yours, if you can extend yourself to do that, I'm gonna be grateful that you did that. I'm gonna go beyond my normal 10 piece. We're not saying you're looking for a baby mama. We're not saying that. What I'm saying is life happens. And Fugazi know what I'm talking about. No, I didn't go over there to get no baby mama. I wasn't trying to look for no baby mama, but she loyal. Mr. Fugazi know what we talking about. He just wasn't honest about it. Life be lifing. Nobody said go over there and be a baby daddy to somebody else's kid. Ain't nobody said that. What I am saying is you meet a chick in the club and she hits all the right markers. What if you don't know she got kids? But you had an amazing time that night, talking all night. She has all the values and everything that you want. I thought we made a connection, but he got mad because I had one kid. I guess if that's what is your deal breaker, it's your deal breaker, right? But I just have to imagine what would have happened if my husband would have said the same thing. We wouldn't have been together for 30 years. He wouldn't have had my loyalty, my love, my respect. He wouldn't have had a woman that did all of that. But he had it for 30 years, so it can happen. That's my point. My point is, you never know when these things happen to you. Life be lifing. Unless you just want to be by yourself, unless you're too scared to take that opportunity, too scared to take that chance. Y'all don't make enough money to be scared of no woman taking your money. You don't make enough money for that. And opportunities come and go. Opportunities come and go all the time. And some people say, well, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. You never know. Nobody's saying, look for her. Go over there, all them baby mamas. I'm finna go over there with all them baby mamas. Don't nobody do that. Fugazi, if Fugazi didn't lose half his subs on the first night, he ain't worried about it. Every time he went live, I be calling him all kinds of names. I mean, just imagine your idol is not really idol. Your idol, okay, was on a pedestal. Now he on the ground, walking around with a white Becky. Talking about do as I say, not as I do. I don't want no black baby mama. We talking about the black baby mamas. We ain't talking about the white Becky. We talking about the black baby mamas. That's what he was talking about. Just think about that. Let that sink into your mind. He was talking about the black baby mamas. BBL Becky. He was talking about the black baby mamas. He wasn't talking about the white baby mama because otherwise he wouldn't have no white baby mama over there talking about she's an exceptional. She's exceptional. I'm exceptional. I'm 6'4". I'm over 100,000. I'm black on top of that. And I got a BBL Becky. And she high value too. That's what he said. That's what he tried to snow on folks. That's what he tried to. I can't. I ain't been over that since. Because there ain't nothing else to be said. I don't care what message he got over there. You lied to your audience. You lied to your subs. Your subs gave you the trust to say, to back up to what you were saying and to be living that particular lifestyle. And you lied to your people. Ain't no way he would have my sub. Ain't no way. The message is sent. No, find somebody who's saying that, who's honest and true about the lifestyle. You can't say every person, every man in the seat. This is why I don't believe you. The next show is going to be about the red pill. I want to hear about that red pill. Next show going to be about the red pill. Okay. But I want to hear from somebody who is successful with this red pill nonsense. All these men in these spaces be talking that red pill foo-foo la-la, and all of them got wives who had babies before they get married them. Except that fake Anton over there. I just can't with him. You got a black daughter and a black wife and talking crazy. I just can't with him, right? So all of these men out here talking the foo-foo la-la, it's red pill garbage, got wives who may have been married before, got babies before. They not practicing what they preach. So just because they say what you like don't mean they really believe it. They just here for a grift. I'm saying you guys are good enough without having to deal with this red pill nonsense. And when people say, the red pill guys say, she just wants your money, she just this, and this, it's a lie. Because every time we turn around, one of them is married to a baby mama, one of them is dating a baby mama, one of them is dealing with a stripper or an OnlyFans chick. I'm saying you're good enough without having to deal with that nonsense or listen to that nonsense. Be a good person. Have a character, loyalty. Have some money. You don't have to have a lot of money, but have some decent amount of money. Be willing to build on a relationship. Be willing to listen to issues and problems that you may not be aware of now, but you want to because she's a good woman. You want a genuine connection with somebody, right? Love, emotional intimacy, shared values. Have a lady call in. Somebody give me a call. Man call in. I don't care, man or woman. And if you don't want to call, come up on the panel. I already put the link in the chat. You could have came up on the panel if you wanted to. You don't have to be on. You don't have to be. I don't know how to put you off on camera. I don't know how to do that, I guess. But you can, you know how to not put yourself on camera. Right. So I'm saying this person blew that whole thing out of proportion. Myron really did it, but this person, it should be the nail in the coffin. You guys should know that it's a grift. You should know that's what it is. The 666 is a fallacy. A woman doesn't want a man who's 6 feet. She just wants a man that's taller than her. He don't have to have no 6-pack. Don't nobody care about that. 6 figures. You just got to make what she make and more, and maybe a little bit more. In this economy, you all know you got to work together. So that money, this is the best time to find a female. This is the best time to find a wife. When you both need each other, when you both need to make money together, when you need companionship, you need loyalty, you need love, you need emotional intimacy. This is the best time to find yourself a wife, or the best time to find yourself a husband. Because now, more than ever, we need each other. And she ain't making enough money to get by, and he ain't making enough money to get by, and y'all work together and get by. The examples that we have had from the people that have called in have said, my mom and my daddy work like this. Then why can't you find one? I don't know. What was your standards, Leon? I could tell right now, I could never be your companion because you're too religious for me. I'm not a religious person. I'm just a regular spiritual person who believes in Jesus Christ, but I don't speak about religion every 5 seconds. So me and you would not get along. That would be one reason. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes people's standards are too rigid. Sometimes people's standards don't align with what they want. Hell, I like one dude told me I like nasty women. I like strippers and people like that. I said, but your woman ain't no stripper. Your woman is real uptight. Your woman is real staid and like that. So how you with her? He was like, well, I can't take no stripper home. How you expect a relationship to last if you like strippers? How you expect a relationship to last if that's what you like? You like strippers. So why you going over there trying to deal with a woman who ain't don't deal with that lifestyle? You just over there to have for you what you think society wants you to have. I'm not going to pick a companion based on what I think society want for me. If I like a man who strips, that's who I'm going to go for. And we're going to try to figure out whether we can make a relationship work over there. But I'm not going over there to deal with a man who's religious. A lot of y'all come on here and y'all are religious. That doesn't do anything for me because I'm not religious. Not at all. And a marriage can last without people being religious. That's another fallacy that we have on this internet. Oh, you got to be religious. It's got to be that. No, I don't, because me and my husband weren't religious. Me and my husband were everyday, normal individuals who decided that we were going to live our life together and we were going to make it work regardless. That's a fallacy. People like to say it ain't, but I'm living proof that you don't have to be religious and a marriage can work. So that shouldn't stop you from looking for whoever and whatever. There's plenty of people out there. Maybe your standards for what you're looking for don't match what you really want. And sometimes that happens with people. I want a chick who don't wear makeup. I want a chick who wears dresses and heels and everything else. But I really love OnlyFans women. I really like chicks who got their titties out. Really? Really? But you chasing a chick who don't? Because society say you should deal with a chick who don't have her titties out? But you really like the chick with the titties out? You see how that ain't gonna work? He said, I would have you sitting in the corner crying and rocking, saying, I didn't know what? There ain't too many things on this planet that would surprise me. Very few. Okay? I'm not religious at all, and things can work without you being religious. And there's nothing wrong with you not being religious. There's nothing wrong with that. We just go about things differently. Our beliefs are different. Our beliefs are similar. They're similar along the lines of religion and that kind of thing. They're similar, but I don't guide myself. Well, what would the church think? Or what would my religious teaching think? No. Leon, how you ain't religious and you get over here, so you get every time I get in your presence, you start talking about Jesus and God. What do you mean? So I'm saying, make it work. People have to know what they want. Stop looking at things because people might not like what you like. And then they might judge you for what you like. This is not a rehearsal. This is not a rehearsal. Life is not a rehearsal. Life is the real thing. And if I like a stripper, then I'm going to figure out whether I can find a stripper that I can live with, who's really a decent person, who really wants a decent lifestyle, who really wants a wife or a husband or whatever. Okay? but it's going to be my choice. It's not going to be society's choice of what I should pick. So I kill what? So I kill babies. What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. I believe in a woman who has her choice. A woman should have a choice. I can't have babies. But I shouldn't have the right to tell you if you can have babies or not, if that's what you mean. So I'm saying maybe what you want doesn't line up with what you really want. Okay, Team Peterson, I'm happy that you feel that way. It is what it is. But that doesn't mean because you think abortion is murder and I may think abortion is not murder, that you're a better person than I am. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing else. I'm saying the person who thinks is not murder is no better or worse than you because you think it is murder. Okay? That's where I am. I don't make judgments like that. Life is too short to make those kind of judgments. I barely can keep my square that I stand on every day, my square. I don't worry about somebody else's square. Okay? I'm talking about her stance on morality. I'm not really sure how. Oh, you were talking to somebody else. I'm sorry. You were talking to somebody else in chat. No. If you can't find a companion that you want, think about what you want and think about, does it line up with what you have been chasing? Really, in the heart of hearts, I like white men. But yet all the time I'm chasing a black man knowing that I'm really, really attracted to the white man. That's something that you have to recognize in yourself. You have to reconcile that within yourself. I'm saying not all of us want high value men or men that make a lot of money. We just want a decent human being. And if you want just a decent human being, your standards shouldn't be so impossible that you can't find a woman. But you also have to pull your stuff together. You also have to pull your lifestyle together. You can't just be out here looking for a companion and you don't comb your hair, you don't brush your teeth, you don't get up in the morning. I'm saying our everyday men are just as important as these high value people. Like I said, Fugazi brought it to the forefront. You can have money and be a degenerate. Elon Musk, you can have money and be a degenerate. Our president got money, but he's a degenerate. There's plenty of them. And money didn't make you that way. You had a moral chip gone before that. Because you can't tell me Fugazi didn't know that he was not fooling people or he was fooling people. You can't tell me he didn't know that he was trying to fool people. You understand what I'm saying? He knew that he was fooling people. He knew he was being deceptive. He knew nobody was going to take that discovery well. He knew that. But yet and still he did it anyway, right? He did it anyway until people outed him. I wasn't hiding nothing. Yes, you were. Yes, you were hiding something because you don't have good moral character, because you don't conduct business upright, forthright, morally correct. Okay? So I'm saying our regular everyday. So I'm saying, why do you want to be like that dude over there who don't know how to conduct himself in a relationship, who don't know how to conduct himself with his audience, with his clients? He doesn't. He doesn't know how to conduct himself with his people, with his subs. But that's the high value people are looking up to? No. Look up to the everyday Joe Blow who goes to work every day, comes home, takes care of the kids, puts the garbage out, helps you cook, helps you clean, wants a blowjob every once in a while, ain't begging you for sex every damn day. That's the high value person. That's the high value man that you're looking for. Kevin Samuel said it. That's all you need is 4 or 5 different markers. And once you hit 4 or 5 different markers, you're high value. And it don't have to be just money. And I hate that because most of us are never going to meet a high value man. Most of us are never going to have a high value man. But we want a high value, decent human being, right? Give us love, emotional connection, intimacy, shared values, all of those things that we want. Loyalty, how he treats others, how he treats children, who wants to build a life together, build a solid foundation together, financial foundation, all of these things. This is what we're looking for. I'm saying these are the things that men bring to the table, and it don't have nothing to do with money. So our women should be looking for these things instead of men with money. Because women, as strong as women are, we can make stuff happen, regardless of whether you got money or not. And that's what I'm saying. Make things happen regardless of whether you have money or not. And 666 is a fallacy. It's a fallacy, guys. Fugazi proved that to us. It's almost a joke because he proved it to us. And I thank you guys. I thank you guys for coming. Please like, subscribe, share. I would love it if you could share. I would love it if you could share for me. And like on the way out, like on the way in, like however you need to like. But I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. And Friday's show is going to be about the red pill. Definitely about the red pill. That's what Friday is going to be about. And we're going to get into that we're going to get into that red pill philosophy on Friday. Thank you all. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.